Okay, I think I actually made it back in time for me to actually get this thing rolling. And I think it should be about that time. Should be about that time for a little stream thing to start. And I believe I have this thing at an appropriate volume and a reasonable enough distance away from the mic. Yeah, I think we're actually good here. Barring some specific issues that may or may not come up for stupid reasons. So it is pretty much conference finals at this point in the ECHL season. In fact, everybody should be in conference finals mode right now, I would think. And at this point, it is unfortunately looking like the goddamn Everblades may actually win another championship. I hate it here. Someone needs to do something about that. But this is the first time Nashville is coming up in this soccer thing. And yeah, this is the last time I'll be able to cover anything to do with soccer before the break, which means after this, I'm actually free to just start working on my little vid on the ECHL nutshell summary. Cause I still gotta get started on that. I've been putting it off for too long. I need to get off my ass to do that. But I'm honestly a little bit surprised with the main thing I'm surprised with is the fact that the deal between the Iceman and the Wild is actually a multi-year. which means it's highly. There has to be something about that suspension of the Heartlanders for the season, for this next season, and that may not be public. There has to be this. You just don't see something like that occur. Like, was the deal actually about to expire anyway? Was it still existing, but it became null and void? I have no clue what's going on with that. I'm more surprised that the Ironhawks are the ones going with the Islanders. Shows more about what I know. Oh yeah, that's right. Nashville just got named host of the Super Bowl for. That Nashville got selected to host the Super Bowl in 2030. That's right. Forgot about that. Oh yeah, that's right. Nashville is also the best team in the East right now. Yeah, Nashville. They currently lead the East. They lead the East. Ernest Walkie is in at net for Nashville. I mean, I'm sure I mispronounced it. Probably. But it will be a 4-3-3 lineup. Well, 4-3-3 formation for Nashville. There is no alternate pronunciation thing, so it is probably Swacky. But Matt Freeze is in at net for New York City as they're running. Looks like it's a 4-2-3-1 formation. Yeah, 4-2-3-1 formation for New York City. Yeah, I just started knowing now some of the stuff for the ECHL thing. I just know I had a moment of silence for the Iowa Heartlanders. I'm just gonna have the taps playing for that one. Oh yeah, I can get the previous season standings out of the Iceman app at this point to resets. Also, I am gonna be covering the Iron Hawks for next season. See how they. So I am going to. I will occasionally cover the Go Aheads whenever they make their way to the East. But other than that, the main team that I'm going to be covering for the ECHL is going to be the Iron Hawks. And it'll just be the Iron Hawks. I ain't gonna bother with us. I ain't gonna bother too much outside of just the Iron Hawks. I may still cover the Phantoms for perhaps a full season. But as far as workload goes, I'm mainly just going to be doing the Iron Hawks. I may cover more Iron Hawks games because of that, but I don't know yet. I'm just typing out some notable details. I mean, not. I'm not going to be able to note down every coach firing that occurred, but I am going to note down the firings that stand out. Which the main one that stood out is Greensboro, who fired their coach after just their first season. I'm thinking about playing around with the. I'm thinking about playing around with what I do with. Thinking about playing around with how I handle the Iceman segment here. Because with how the whole season has been, I'd be better off just doing. I'd just be better off. I would just be better off doing a little, just a little bit of like a special dedicated vocal voice thing. Maybe I could do something similar with the All My Rangers thing, except just this has to do with the Iceman, or maybe just do what everybody else does and rip off Days of Our Steelers with Days of Our Iceman. They would definitely be working with a cheesy voice. You might as well try to make use of it as much as possible because there's no telling if the Icemen are even going to be all that good again. I wouldn't be surprised if they miss the playoffs again and then do worse than they have before, where that leads to the coach actually getting fired. Seriously, why are they still keeping Tico around? Can't be that good. If you've seen how the South has been. But the game over here is underway. But yeah. And I'm trying to do a little bit of multitasking here. I'm still gonna I'm still gonna follow the same format that I've done before. I might I might do an MLS nutshell summary towards the end of the season. I might not. I'm probably leaning towards yes, maybe do it. I have the format to do it with. The format is there. Somebody do a nutshell in a hockey game? Really? Jeez. The heck are these people doing? Where the heck are these people shooting the pucks at? That's what I want to know. Now that I'm starting to actually notate where everyone is, I'm noticing pattern in that this was the most predictable first round of games. In a while. Then again, it usually is predictable when certain teams keep getting away with it every year. And, well, somebody had a miss. Definitely tell you that somebody had a miss. Also, I don't know why the fee thing isn't updating for the MLS like it should. Now they're updating it. But yeah, something I'm noticing. Yeah, basically I also noticed pretty much everybody that won their division won in the second round, which is very predictable. Parody? What is parody? Jeez, talk about. They're really updating in the corners. I'll be. I just got one last team to update in. Seriously? Internet stuff? Okay, that there is updated. Alright, I think I got everything updated for nutshell summary for the ECHL. Now I should be able to focus on the actual game itself. Hopefully. I'm slowly learning how to actually do something proper. Not really, but progress is progress. I'm just bouncing back and forth. But yeah, last time New York City came in, I think they ended in a draw last time they were here. Yeah, right here. So last time they were here was a 4-4 draw with Cincinnati, a wild one. That was, yeah, that draw was quite the wild game, wasn't it? We'll see if New York's. We'll see if New York can do anything good here. I guess that's gonna be a corner. I mean, I think baseball should still be going on at this point. They don't take a break. I might cover a random baseball game here and there. Yeah. So I just thought it'd be a random question. So random question, but who do y'all th- who do y'all think is gonna win the FIFA World Cup this year? Do you think it'll be a traditional powerhouse? Do you think it'll be some random team that just has all the pieces there for a generational run? And do you think it'll be someone that you would never expect to even be in the consideration and for a cup win? Just curious is all. Who do y'all think is gonna win the World Cup this year? For me, I'm probably gonna say it's likely gonna end up being. It's probably gonna be either France. I think it's gonna be one of the main powerhouses. Is who are the main powerhouses that are still in it? Like France, Argentina's still there. I know England has come close, but couldn't even but hasn't been able to make it into the podium. Um, but if they've been close a couple times, they do have a shot at finally sealing the deal. But yeah, it's mainly just been misses and saves for any shot that has been made so far. I mean, there'll be some opportunities for sure, or it's still early in the match. Oh yeah, I did read something where apparently there's a proposal to try to do a bit of a trial thing in the MLS Next Pro for a for a clock that actually stops, which I which is which if you're more of a traditionalist, then I think there's a good chunk of I think a good chunk of fans are going to be leaning more towards traditionalists. You would absolutely hate this kind of clock setting because the main thing it would do is just bring it more in line with your NFLs and your NHLs of the world. So so you're talking about mainly because you're talking about change that could potentially impact a whole bunch of stuff. And 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 keep in mind a lot of what the MLS has done and that gets incorporated into their league, the main process has been done through the MLS Next Pro League, which means if the this particular thing they're proposing to have a trial run with fails, so they can write it off as a tax loss or something and never explore it again. It's just a matter of what the decision is on allowing a trial run. I think the most likely thing that they would have to do is if they wanted to is to shorten how long up the match has on the clock to accommodate for it. Because I just do not see a 90-minute. I do not see a match that is supposed to have 90 minutes on the clock stopping after some stuff. Well, we just had ourselves a goal just like that. I was trying to talk about something, but turns out my mouth ended up noticing a little something. And guess what? It's gonna end up being a Nashville goal. The scoring has begun already, everybody. The scoring has already begun. And it's Jason Palacios who scores it for Nashville. But yeah, I just do not see a 90-minute match working with a clock that constantly stops. The main reason it the main reason come on. There we go. I just don't see it working with a 90-minute match. You would have to shorten the length of the match to maybe 60 minutes at the most. So that's a drastic change that would need. That's a drastic change that has to be taken into consideration when exploring this stuff. And by the way, there are still some calling for a relegation system in the MLS. But but the pro but you're talking about wanting to apply something to an American based league. What do you think is gonna happen? Of course. American the American League is not gonna try to explore it. They're at 30 right now, which is how many the NBA and the MLB has. Though the NBA is starting to look at expansion, and remember, NBA goes by a conference system, not a division system. There's like the only reason NBA has divisions anyway is only for scheduling purposes. They well, they're gonna call a foul. They're saying he's hurt. They're saying the player that got taken down was hurt. Must be. Oh, they're pinpointing the shoulder. They're saying it might be a penalty. And I'm having issues with the MLS feed on their website. How lovely. At this point, I'm honestly considering just switching over to the app itself if it's going to keep having these issues. Yeah, this MLS site here is being iffy yet again. But it's gonna be a penalty kick. And I hate this website here. Man, I hate having technical difficulties. I have to refresh the damn thing. And in a different way. Yeah, I just think this thing is broken. And here comes the penalty kick. And it's in! It's in! It's in, everyone! It's in! That's New York City who ties it up. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave this onto the app itself because this is getting annoying. And it's Nicholas Fernandez who ties it up for New York. Yeah, that MLS site keeps having so many issues. Like, I don't get it. Might have to start referring over to the app. Really hate. Sometimes I hate how some of these websites operate. And make sure it was live. Yeah, it's still live. Because now I can actually see the feed. And they're gonna stop play there, and that's a yellow card for Kai Redwin. Kai Redwin ends up getting the yellow for New York City. Very nice. Got a bit of thin ice going on. Man, I am not liking how some of this is going. With this, how long does it take to download a flippin' update package? I don't get why it takes so long to download an update. Let me see if the feed's actually working on the site again. Yep, it is working again. That's good. So I think we're all good now. Think. It's free kick. But yeah. I'm starting to really hate how poorly this MLS site handles itself, especially with the feed. And here comes breakaway, or not, and they're gonna stop it there. So that'll be a foul. Got got have to draw those fouls on all those challenges. Looks like there's A little bit of talking going on. You have to keep the players separated. And there were definitely some extracurricular going on. And that just went straight across. It's not even an angle to where it could go in. It was like, and boom, right in front of it. Yeah, all I did was boom. So much for that setup. That went out of bounds. So they gotta go through the standard. Oopsies. We gotta restart. Everybody get back to your positions. Nothing to see here, folks. And they call him offsides. Didn't go in, but it was offsides anyway. And no. And the shoulder is still not looking good. He's still holding his shoulder. Yeah, Jones is still trying to play with his shoulder or not doing well. But my main question is, how long can he stay in the match before that shoulder injury gets too unbearable? Because he's trying to play it out. MLS All Stars just take on Liga MX. Huh. Yeah. That's my main concern with the shoulder injury thing. Like, you can still play because it revolves around your feet, but how long can you play with a shoulder like that before you have to actually just say, it's becoming too unbearable for me, I need to come out? And yeah, this game is very par for the course right now. Thing here. They're not gonna blow the whistle there. It is gonna go out of bounds. Think we're starting to close in on 45-minute mark, which would normally mean the end of the half. New York with possession. And they're gonna blow the whistle dead right there. Nicolas Fernandez is gonna give himself a free kick. Some of those challenges just don't work the way you hope. And that is saved That free kick doesn't even. It was pretty much right into those hands, if you'd say. But yeah, can you believe it? We've had scoring before at halftime. Home Depot, you're bringing it. This isn't the right team to be bringing up Home Depot. That's Atlanta. You know, if you know what I mean. But yeah, there's just not much of anything going on now. Well, they just kicked that ball out of bounds. This one is once again going to be kicked out of bounds. Once the tempo go up a notch before the end of the half, yeah, sure. I don't see how much the tempo is going to go for. But Nashville, oh, is trying to get that lead right back. I mean, if I'm mistaken, I want, I believe it is possible in soccer for the goalie to be subbed off. So yeah, you don't see the goalie get subbed off that often. I think it is. I know they can be subbed off due to injury. I know that because you need to play with a goalie in there. But I don't know if anybody has used a regular setting substitution on it where they're healthy and fine, but coach decides their night's done. I mean, it may have happened in the past, but it probably wasn't that often. It's 5 minutes of stoppage time, by the way. But we should be approaching the half time mark soon enough. But isn't it fitting we go for a match like this to end to go into the break? I'm sure I'll find my main priority for sports stuff during this break is going to be the ECHL summary. That's going to be the main one. Whether or not I do an MLS summary thing, debatable. We'll see. Though I usually do all the teams at once. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some. I'm sure I'll figure something out. The big thing is, if I do in fact go through with an MLS summary thing, at this point, it'll still be NFL season at that point. And I'll be mixing in some hockey. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Might be we'll make in some room. Especially since I won't have as much hockey to go through. Part of me is just now realizing there might be a little bit of October or November where I end up covering all three sports. It's weird to think. Oh yeah, and I also have the things. I also have to attend some Iceman games. But if there is anything I learned from this past season, it's that I'm not gonna miss anything if I don't show up to a Sean Tico led Iceman game. How do we not have a natural GM? Free kicks for everyone! And that is gonna be halftime. So it's tied at one apiece at the half. Still got another set of 45. But I'm gonna take myself a little bit of a break. But we'll be back. I'm sure of it. I swears it. Yeah, that was a series of events, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I've been playing the new Lego Batman. I will say that new Lego Batman has been turning out to be pretty good. Honestly, I've been having a blast. It really has been a blast. But yeah, that shoulder. I wonder if New York makes an executive decision at halftime. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a halftime decision to sub him out due to the injury. It would make sense. Some of it's crazy to think. Oh yeah, that's right. That should be saying second intermission. There we go. Now it'll actually say second intermission. So, yep. Yeah, they're about to start the second half. Jeez, what is it with me pressing wrong buttons and stuff? Seems like commonplace. Thing, I'm not seeing any substitutions pop up. We're yeah, there hasn't been any substitutions, so second half will continue on like normal. It'll go into the second half as if it was a normal occurrence. Average day, huh? First time. But yeah, second half is underway. Just a ding and ding and a ding and ding and a ding and ding and ding and ding. Wait, hold up a minute. I know I'm supposed to be paying attention to this game, but is this particular is this particular is this particular mini game in Genshin supposed to be Temple Run? Or yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be Temple Run. Temple Run of all things. Temple Run. Yeah, that job was a mess. Okay then. And well, that didn't go in either. And that one sent all the way across. Saw the alert. That's it didn't get to go through properly. We got ourselves a game leader one again. Guess what? It's Nashville. One pretty quick into the second half. I was just focused on other stuff apparently. There I was focused on the wrong thing at the wrong time. Maxwell Waletzi manages to take the lead right back within like first 5 minutes of this second half. Crazy, ain't it? There's a lot of. They're definitely getting the goals now. Definitely a higher scoring match than the previous one. But yeah, there's been all kinds of things here. Are you are you good? Okay, I think. Okay, well, that was the first time that happened. Could you stop? Come on, stop. First time you've done that today. Yeah, not much is going on here. Oh, come on! Are you serious? Oh, I went over the net. Can this thing stop having issues? Ah, I just said to stop having damn issues. We're not starting in on this now. Yeah, I'm trying to keep track of stuff here. Right now, I got a mini game of golf. Trying to keep track, but apparently there's barely anything going on at this point. Man, a lot of corners. Saves. Gone again. Have there even been any substitutions? No, not even a single substitution yet. Yeah, it's just been all kinds of saves and stuff. It was a yellow card for Ahmed Kasim, and New York City is finally making some substitutions. Jones is finally done. He's go in his place is Wolf. Barnos is out for sure. They're finally making use of substitutions. Jones almost get hits with a free kick during the process. Also. Jeez. Jeez, I go from talking about substitutions to seeing a scene of kids holding hands. Yeah, it seems like Nashville is just gonna do what they can to, with with paying their league. Clearly, the series is now tied between the Canes and Canadians. I don't remember if it's can't. It's hard to tell if I'm hearing it rain outside or not. Oh, look, we got ourselves more 2D action. Watch out for slimy. Don't touch the slimy. Trying to see if there's any other back and forth stuff that goes on. But now we're getting substitutions for Nashville. It seems coming off of Surrich. You can definitely hear all the cheers for Surrich. Fans are definitely happy to see him back. But yeah, you can definitely feels like I can tell from. But yeah, you can tell there's some attempts to just retain the lead. Uh, okay, just gotta make sure. They're just going back and forth and stuff. We got we got the angry. Also, it looks like New York City is going to be doing some more substitutions. Ferreira's coming off for Carrizo. Yeah, you can definitely tell what kinds of moves these substitutions entail. Really? Oh, yeah, there's a combat thing. Ain't doing the combat thing. And now Nashville's doing their own little double change. Costa coming off for Brunette, and Madrigal coming off for Moyle. Definitely, they're going to make use of what they can to maintain their lead. Yeah, now it's final 10 minutes. We're serious? Again? How many times do I have to keep restarting this damn thing? Nothing, not even doing anything. Starting to think this laptop can't handle it. And they're just showcasing some highlight stuff right now. For yeah, they're still just. Yeah, it's all just the more same stuff. And we're getting the. Looks like we're getting the last two subs. Yeah, we're getting our last two subs from New York City. Apparently, somebody didn't even add that second sub for him. There is. So it's Trewin coming off for Pierre and Cavallo coming off for Reed. Seriously, I swear, those two cats keep playing with the toys where they end up under my bed. Not under my bed, through the door. Okay. And, well, we're getting another player down, and Christian Espinoza ends up getting the yellow for it. So no, that definitely got blocked away. You can give it a little guess. But there is gonna be a substitution for Nashville. Espinosa is coming off for Bauer. Does New York City is that the New York City guy that was sitting out for a bit, or they thinking that they still have substitution left when they really don't? It'd be dumb if they thought they still had substitution. So we are starting to head towards stoppage time. I mean, so New York is running out of attempts, pretty much. It is 6 minutes of stoppage. But Nashville can still use their final substitution anytime if they want it. That just goes towards the side. They'll mark that one a corner. I just need this godforsaken setup to last. No, that time it won't find its way. Final game before for the break for the World Cup. How will it go? Where does it come from? Where does it go? Where does it come from? Didn't you know? That one's barely kept in bounds. But now the ball has to be sent across half the pitch. Oh. Okay, then I didn't expect you to fall over. Yeah, you're there. No worries, I'll be able to fix this back to normal before too long. One, one last fix up. Jeez, what's jeez? Didn't think I have to go through like 15 resets. At this point, I might as well have a million of them. With how stupid this setup wants to be. And it's glitching out yet again. How long? Can we please make it to the end? Can we at least finish off this game? So many. I am about ready to tell this. I am about ready to tell this out to walk off a cliff. Too. I'm getting so tired of these resets. If I had the ability to, I could. I would. I'll. I will have find. I'll find the money to buy myself a personal hard drive and set this out to where this won't be a recurring issue. And New York City is having to play the rest of it full man down. They have to end the game there. That's it. Nashville is the first team in the East to 10 wins. Going into the break, now I can finally take a break from this dumb setup. As I thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be hopefully this thing will still be able to handle things just fine. I honestly doubt it. Knowing my luck, all it'll do is just find a find a way to force myself to find a better way to handle these streams. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, travel safely.